go.
Here we are, man. Here we are. Hey, this is Evan Layton with HTown Happy Hour.
Derek Diaz-Levy with HTown Happy Hour.
And we have a very special couple guests for y'all today. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
Start with Leo.
Hey.
I'm Robert.
My name's Drew.
What's up? So what y'all do, guys?
I think Drew's the best one.
Drew, spill the beans, man. Spill the beans. What is it? What do we got?
We got a resale shop in the Heights, Washington Heights area. We sell vintage clothing, sneakers, and like your up-to-date modern hype clothing as well. So, pretty much stuff that's hard to acquire, like all the shoes that we do is like Jordans, Nikes, Adidas.
And they're definitely not like your everyday. You can walk into the mall sneakers. These are like sneakers that sell out in seconds.
Exclusive.
Exclusive. They resell for double, triple, sometimes quadruple what they retail for, even more.
Can you tell me?
So it's insane.
What is a modern hype clothing?
Modern hype.
So you're
what
talking,
is that?
So that's like you're talking like your Supreme. You're talking about your Chrome Hearts. You're talking about Bape. You're talking about Palace. What else could you throw in there?
The stuff people get hype about.
Yeah. I mean, all your rappers.
It's just stuff that's like really intertwined. I would say now more than ever with the hip hop community.
Yeah.
I think that's just really what.
Yeah, because I think streetwear was kind of its own thing always, but now it's like heavily tied with like rappers, artists.
So it's coming more to the light, so everyone's able to see it.
Sure.
More than ever.
And now not just rappers and stuff, but also like athletes and everything. They're all about it. Celebrities in general.
They're all biting off of each other, and it's pretty dope, especially if you're like really into like the scene and the community.
Yeah.
And you see like what's popping off. It's pretty crazy to be a part of. For sure.
Nice. So, how'd y'all get started? How this brainchild start?
I'll
go back 2 or 3.
go back
4 years.
Hey, fellas, we got an hour.
Yeah.
We got
talk.
Who do we start with?
I think the best way to go about it was me and Leo. We grew up together since 6th grade. That's how we know each other.
Right here.
Nice.
Yeah, we're from the East Side, North
Pass
Shore.
it, get down, Dina? No.
No. Hey, wait a minute. We're from North Shore area.
What you're gonna do is just go all the way I-10 East, get
And
off
just-
on like Walkersville, Federal, around all that East
Yeah.
Side.
So I guess that's a little background. Me and Leo, we kind of grew up together since like middle school. No.
Hey, all that's just Houston conditioning right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not breathing in that hot, humid,
we are a
almost
couple
toxic
miles.
air.
I live a couple miles away
y'all
from
are far.
some refineries, like
It's
across
pretty
the
crazy.
Beltway.
See, and how did that better you as a man? You know?
lungs are pretty
I
pretty
swear,
resistant.
man. My kid's gonna have like a third eye, man.
COVID didn't have nothing on
Well,
him.
man, good.
Yeah.
He can see more clear.
I'm from the southeast side.
Yeah,
South
so
side.
Me
from
too,
Petty.
man. Yeah, I'm from over there too.
I guess the best way that we got started is I don't know if y'all know, there's this other event. I want to say it's the founding event, but it's the event that really brought us together to do what we do now. It's Hip Hop Vintage Flea Market.
Yeah.
Hip hop vintage flea market.
Yeah, and I would recommend having them on here too.
Yeah, they have a really big following. Same thing. They started from scratch. They're kind of like some OG vintage dudes in the community of Houston.
Yeah.
I know.
And so did y'all work with them also?
So basically, go ahead.
They have a market. It's called Hip Hop Vintage Flea Market. And they started doing it the first Sunday of every month. I think back in 2019.
On Sundays.
2018.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds familiar, just
First
like
Sunday
that.
of the month. Yeah. So if you
Sunday.
guys are real familiar, it's not far from here. The Leland Street
It's the
Graffiti
graffiti
Park.
building.
Oh,
The
nice.
graffiti buildings?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I know you'll see a whole bunch of people. They'll go do like their art there live on the buildings.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of like slabs. They'll have like car meets there and stuff.
Have y'all heard of Harrisburg Art
Yeah.
Museum?
Yeah.
That's us too.
Yeah,
We were
they
running
did. I
ham.
think they did.
They've
one
had
there.
it there
Ham.
before.
Oh, no shit.
Once I think they did.
think
or was
so.
that another?
Or maybe it
might
was
have been
something
another
else.
planner.
Yeah.
They were like
But-
a sponsor or something.
Yeah, that's how we got started.
So big shout out to Jesse, Lucia, C's,
B-Girl.
B-Girl.
Yeah.
They're the founders,
of that.
and we can definitely say without them, like we wouldn't be here.
right here at all.
Hey, that's always important
That's
though. At least,
beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
At least you could take from them and learn from it and then create your own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And basically the way that went about it, like you set up, and I think that's really like the first event that really got like not just like some local buzz, but like people across the country now know about
And
hip hop.
when was that? And when was y'all's first event?
It started, I want to say
2019, like early
2018.
2018.
We opened in 19.
So late
So
or early
it
2018.
opened. I think
2017.
it started late 17, and we got
Let
in
Leo
February
speak the
18.
truth. Leo, speak the truth real quick.
It was. I want to say because we were first doing our own thing, and he had his own little Instagram account too.
Okay.
So it was us.
They were together.
And then them together. So that was late 2017. We were doing the hip hop. He had his own little take on hip hop too.
Yeah.
And eventually we just got cool. What 2018?
Probably 2018.
Late 2018.
So when did y'all know that y'all were going to be able to have something in your hands that you could bring audiences to?
I think it started off with like hip hop. So for just to say, like, hip hop is one day out of the month. It's the first Sunday of every month, and like me and Leo, we would put together this stuff, and like we would, like, not to be braggadocious, but there'd be days we'd make, you know, a couple grand off of selling what we sell.
Like a 6-hour market.
6-hour window.
Damn.
Wow.
So it was like that off the bat just showed you.
And that was y'all at like 19 years old.
There's a market for it. I showed you there's a market for it.
And the kind of home runs that you can hit if you put something together.
Yeah.
Exactly. And and then not only that, but funny enough, like when we did get together and decide to go in on a store, all three of us, we picked our spot literally a block or two over from hip hop.
Down Leland.
And it was like the most sketchiest place, but
so y'all have a shop where y'all have all these other items that we were seeing at the cool.
We initially started vintage, so I think it kind of was around the same time. Like these guys got into vintage, they started finding ways to get hauls of it. It's hard to get your hands on like some good quality premium vintage, like some good like rap tees. Like
I was even talking about it. Like I saw somebody with a throwback Seattle Supersonic jersey. And I was like, let me get that Sean Kemp jersey. But it was a little bit too small. You know what I'm
like
saying?
the champion jerseys from back then. Like those are original from 80s, 90s. All that stuff, it's hard to acquire. So like back in the good old days, we always joke about it. This is like 5-6 years ago. A normal person, you could go into a thrift store, Salvation Army, what are the other ones?
Goodwill,
stuff like
thrift.
that. And just, you probably come up on a few pieces like that that are like, some good quality resale pieces. Now it's a lot more different. A lot of people were into it, so it's really hard. So these dudes, they got into like textile.
We're gonna expose it, man.
Everybody knows about it now, dude.
Yeah, everybody knows about it now.
Well, hey, you're allowed to keep your intellectual property.
It came out to the light already. Like
it ain't about knowing. It's who you know. So
at this point,
Hey, that's important.
So basically,
100%.
Basically, if y'all don't know, like there's these warehouses where they get all these clothing, they leave it there, and they like sell it for so much a pound.
Yeah, more or less.
And that's pretty much how we come up on a good portion of our stuff. But now, instead of like being able to walk into anyone, you kind of like have to know somebody. Or you have to put a lot of money up front, and they're very strict.
My homegirl runs the marketing for a textile company like you're talking about here in Houston.
Yeah, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that information. I
might have to text.
Hopefully she's listening in. Hopefully she's tuning in. She can reach out.
She's huge on TikTok. Like she blew them up on TikTok. Kind of like y'all were talking about your girl. Y'all's social media person is really good on TikTok stuff.
She kills it.
She's like this little girl, so she like be on mountains of clothes, like
literally
mountains.
Literally what it is.
Like 10 times as tall as her, just piles of them. And she'll like do TikTok videos of climbing the mountain and stuff.
And she has a great business behind her, doesn't she?
Yeah. She runs the marketing for it.
Yeah.
It's a good area of business.
But even go ahead.
But yeah, that's how we got started with hip hop. It was, 2 young kids. I'm a little bit older than them. Nothing crazy. I'm like 3-4 years.
2 years,
but
dude.
While these guys were kind of just doing it for fun, I was doing it. I was working full time, going to school, and doing that as well to help pay for college. I think they were in the same situation more or less.
Yeah.
But that was the big thing for us. It came down to a point where we were like, man, we make this amount of money once a month. What about setting up a shop and doing this, on a daily basis?
Right.
Yeah. And,
or maybe doing this 2-3 big events again with having the shop on the side.
And this is 2 years ago already. We weren't even thinking about doing big markets at that point.
Yeah.
We weren't thinking about doing something like what we did here at this venue.
Yeah.
It was just we saw an opportunity. These guys kind of pushed me into being with them. I was always like iffy. Yeah. Out of us, I'm like the secure dude.
Like
I don't like.
Well, you need that. You need that also.
No,
because
we have a good balance, I think.
Well, because as much as you want to be able to, as much as you have that gregarious, go get her, go knock them down attitude, that can also you can stumble sometimes.
Oh yeah,
and you can stumble into a big bad predicament if you're not like, well, pump the brakes, pump the brakes, players. Let's think about this. How are we gonna? Is this gonna be right? So
it's pretty funny because I feel like we have like literally the perfect balance. Like I'm the one that's like, yo, like let's do this, let's knock this out. We can do it. If we put enough effort into it, it's gonna be perfect. Blah blah blah. Drew's like, whoa, let's look at this
Like,
for
relax.
real.
Yeah.
Think about
And then Leo's like our guy. He's all like, "Whoa, let's hear your
does
side
the
out."
settling, yeah.
yeah. He's like,
Hey, you know what? Hey, you want to know why Leo's valuable? Because he's over here just listening.
"That's how."
Listen.
That's Leo.
listening, waiting for y'all to slip up. He's gonna be
That's
like, no,
Leo.
you remember when you said that, right? No.
That's literally
Did
Leo.
I get it right?
Yeah, that's literally Leo. So Leo like he listens to both sides, and
He's a
then like,
mediator.
and then together, we'll come through
Come
and
to a
like figure
conclusion,
out
yeah.
what we want to do.
You come to a compromise of what's
Oh,
the best way
absolutely.
for this to happen all
Yeah,
together.
for sure.
And that's the beauty behind a
Yeah.
team, because of course there's going to be some, hey, no, man, that's dumb, let's not do that. And then it's like, well, let me tell you why it's not dumb, and you can bounce
Yeah.
those ideas back and forth, and you can create huge events like what y'all had over here at the garage.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Appreciate
how
it.
many people do y'all think?
Go for it.
I was gonna say, how many people do you think y'all had on a turnout over there?
The first
Probably like-
one.
I think
Yeah.
the first one was bigger. I think
But it
No,
felt bigger.
I don't think it was bigger. I
Yeah.
think it's just
it
because
was more cramped.
the
huh?
amount
Yeah.
of window time we gave on the first one we set it up from 12 to 5. And it being our first event, we follow like
You're
what
learning
other
a
markets
lot.
had going on.
Yeah.
What we know
Yeah.
works. So we're like 12 to 5, all right, cool. And it felt like easily we got over, I want to say 800 people easily.
Damn,
that first time.
event. That's
Wow.
fucking.
And then
that's
the-
dope.
That's still good traffic.
And the
Yeah.
second event, we are like, we approached it. We're like, well, 12 to 5 is kind of short. Let's just book the venue all day. We'll get it from 11 to 7.
Yep.
But we really didn't take into account to like, okay, let's see how the vendors are gonna feel. Cause I mean, being a vendor at these events, it's exhausting.
Yeah,
man.
it is,
To
for
bring
sure.
your stuff,
For
set
sure.
up, sell all
Yeah.
day, take back home.
And
go,
it's y'all's job as the event to
actually
to manage those vendors
So-
and everything.
Y'all the host of the event.
Yeah,
Hey,
so-
y'all can put y'all stuff right over there. Y'all have that corner reserved.
Yeah, so it's more. I think right now we're still in like our trial and error
Yeah.
phase. But the
Yeah.
second one, I say we would have similar, if not a little bit more, just due to
Yeah.
It was spread out
the
longer
window,
time.
the window of the event allowed
It was
more
a lot
people to
larger,
not
yeah.
stress as
We
much
did
as
we
to
did
get
some
done.
cooler stuff this time though.
Oh, yeah, for
we
sure.
had we had some homies who were doing
Nostalgia.
live screen printing for us.
Yeah.
So like making T-shirts,
Yep.
we collabed with them and we made a couple of like designs for what our market is. It's called Piece by Piece.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it quarterly,
Yep.
about every 3 months, more or
Nice.
less.
Yeah.
I think we're shooting for August maybe to do our next one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the name of the events that y'all gonna start
Yeah,
doing
so-
like, quarterly.
yeah.
Like
And,
the one
uh,
y'all just had at the garage here.
Yeah.
So the
Cool.
quarterly event is piece by piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our shop name is Bounce
Back, the
Yeah.
retail
Gotcha.
shop, which
Yeah.
you said is in the Heights,
Yeah,
right?
so right now we're based out of 1009 Moy Street. But we kind of outgrew the space and
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
crap
Y'all
right now.
looking
We're
at new
currently-
retail
We're-
spots,
we're-
huh?
we're
Hey
gonna
guys,
start looking around.
what a great problem to have.
honestly,
Yeah,
What
that's
a
what
great
I was
problem to
like,
have.
yeah, it really
you
is,
over here
yeah.
like, man,
We
how are we
could
gonna
be
make
like-
this work? How are we gonna make it work? Damn it, no, we need a new bigger spot.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
making it work. Y'all
Getting
making
into
it
this,
work.
This spot that we got into now, so like he mentioned earlier,
Oh, yeah,
we
dude.
were in like a rundown
Dude.
spot. I remember these guys kind of jumped the gun on our first
no,
space.
no.
And I was he was out of town.
I was out of town. I didn't even
I didn't
know
do that
about it.
either.
I didn't even know about it.
And then I remember they got it, and I was heated, bro. And I was
Yeah.
like, we're barely starting this partnership, and I'm already pissed off.
And I
man.
remember,
And I was
I was
like,
out of
"Jeez."
We're gonna
town.
have to have a talk, all of us, soon.
I was out of
Much.
town on vacation with my girlfriend, and I just get a text like, "Yo, we put money down on this spot," and I was like, "Damn, we got a shop now." Like,
Yeah.
I guess just like that.
really
Looks like
bad.
we're doing
It
this.
was
Yeah.
weird.
all in
man.
all, like even if the spot wasn't the best, it puts you in that position where
Oh, yeah,
you
Yeah,
gotta
we're
go get
hungry,
it.
You
yeah.
gotta go get
Yeah,
it
for
now.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Which it's that leap of faith. It's that,
Yeah,
that
that's
step
exactly
first
what
step
it-
forward. It's like oh fuck, no turning back.
Yeah,
Let's
for
go.
sure.
Let's
So-
go.
So,
And it was cool for
And
what
are
it
y'all
was.
happy you made the leap?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah,
For
like
sure.
looking back,
For
I
sure.
mean,
Yeah.
the spot we got, it was cheap. It was like I guess the safest way to jump into the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
From like a monetary point of view,
yeah,
it's not
and
like,
like
expensive,
it's not
a
like-
huge
On a
risk.
retail aspect, it was dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
like, it's a good deal. The landlord was sketchy as I don't know what.
Bro,
And we got out of there as fast as we could.
Say,
eventually.
player, y'all just toss me the change.
Honestly.
I'll give you a key and then we
But
do
it
the
gave
thing.
you
But-
somewhere to base out of while
Yeah,
you found
yeah.
a better spot.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
and also, I mean, you can think as much as you want on how to start, what to do, how to start. But if you sometimes we can think it out,
You just gotta
but
do
I'm
damn
doing
shit.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta pull the trigger and then ask questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
then-
Baby, why'd you do that?
We were there.
Yeah.
We were there. I want to say like a year. We made a year there,
not even.
I think like
we
9
opened
months.
in
May
May.
4th, 2019.
We opened
Like 9
May,
months,
and
I
we were
think.
out by January.
Damn,
Cause-
what y'all did just like a month-to-month lease?
No,
Yeah,
we had it for a year, but our landlord has like problems going on with
Yeah,
himself,
that man
or like
was-
the law was
he's
coming for
right.
him. Like it was weird.
We showed up one day to our spot, and next door he had his office door,
And they
there
had
was
like a warrant for him
Yeah.
and
Oh,
everything.
And we're like, yeah, I think
Eviction
it's time
notice
to get
out
out
his
of here,
window,
man.
and,
And
he's
then-
just running shop out of there.
And then,
That's our cue. We
and the
moving
way,
shops.
and the way we found out was we just got a call like, yo, like y'all need to get everything out by this day. They're cutting the lights and electricity, and we're like, what the
Damn.
heck?
Yeah.
So,
So
that's
they
how
didn't even give you like a
we had like a
60-day notice. They
3
weren't-
weeks notice at
Bro, we
most.
never even got our deposit back.
Never got the
Oh,
deposit
hey
back.
guys,
Never
y'all
even
can
got
just
our
salute
deposit.
that to
Yeah,
goodbye.
so-
It's not coming back, fellas.
Hey,
It's not coming back.
That's a bounce back though.
Honestly,
No,
hey,
back.
That's always
You know what I'm
been
saying?
our.
And it's funny. It's funny because that name
That was a good one, bro. That was a
before
good one.
before we came up with the name, we were in
Yeah,
class. We were
at
going
school.
to
No,
construction.
We were skipping class.
No, we're after class. After
Okay.
class.
Maybe
So
So
we're gonna go-
school was there somewhere.
Yeah,
skip
look,
school, kids.
if,
Don't
if,
skip school.
If we got any U of H people, they would know. We were at the Heinz Pavilion
Oh,
on the
yeah.
side of it at their old ass like testing center.
Now
UVA,
it's the
shout
Fertitta
out.
Center. It's the Fertitta Center.
No, that's north of it. The Heinz testing center is right there.
Oh,
It was that building. We were in that parking lot,
Yeah.
and we were just talking, trying to think of like names.
Because we're like at that point, we're like we agreed. Me and Leo talked them into like, yo, let's do this. Like,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
just do it.
We
Like,
were
what's the
already
worst that can happen?
Think about the name. This is without even having the shop. No, we had the shop, right?
Yeah. And
So-
we had
So now whenever y'all, so would y'all just go? Y'all said that y'all would like go to like these places like Goodwill or Salvation Army or something like that. Is that how y'all would? That's how y'all would first get your materials.
Me, when I was doing it, yeah, I was going to a couple of Salvation Armies and Goodwill so much. I was like plugged in with the workers there.
Really?
And yeah, I had people like helping me set shit aside and stuff. So
Perfect.
back then, it was a really good like
System.
small little resale for
Yeah.
me. I had my own system, and these guys had their own system going as well.
And then y'all were like, man, hey, maybe we could all work together and
with,
make something
with these
big.
guys, the connect that they had, I think it definitely set us up to have a store.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of clothing these guys got when we had markets, like every month that I popped up by myself,
Mm-hmm.
I would like be bone dry by the end of the thing, pretty much, because I didn't even have a lot for the most part.
Dude, that is an excellent day of sales.
Yeah, it is.
It's an
But like
yeah.
these guys, their problem was they had so much, they sold it like dirt cheap just because they just didn't want to take all of it home.
So now,
At the end of the day.
Leo, how much of this did you have? Were you just like hoarding jerseys all the time while everyone's just talking
Nah.
back and forth? All these fresh kicks talking about like, hey,
no,
Because we would take out like what?
A lot.
we take
bro.
like 100 pounds.
100
a
pounds worth of clothes,
week?
and then we had our own storage unit
Yeah.
on our
And we
side of
kept
town.
everything. And basically, the way
Yeah.
we moved is whatever we took out from the place we were going, we stashed it for the market because the market
that
was
month.
basically our payday. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
markets will make that day of the market made the grinding through the month
Yeah.
worth it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like we would just have days where we would make.
Yeah,
I don't
bro,
want to
they-
say so much, but
back
we
in the
just
good
it
old
would be
days,
amazing.
yeah.
Like
They
it
were,
was like
they were selling
what the
that
heck?
crap. And like that's all everybody talked about. Like these guys just have the best prices because like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like that's how we are in our shop too right
We
now.
try
When it
to.
comes to our clothing, our shoes, everything. Like whenever we're bartering with customers, if they're trying to sell to us, we're like, look, we don't want to price it what we know everybody else is gonna price it at. We want to beat that just
So
so
that-
people feel good. Like when y'all leave
Yeah,
at the end
you
of the
got a
day,
deal.
like, hey, I got a good deal.
So
Yeah.
what about the people who enjoy the haggle experience? What about the people who are like, nah?
Oh no,
I'm willing to
we
do
get
it?
that all the time.
And, then and whenever that happens, how do y'all play into it? Do y'all enjoy
Nah,
it?
it's
Do you
real
welcome the
easy.
game, or do you
It's
just
real
what?
easy when they haggle us. We're like, bro, you're not gonna find a better price than this.
Yeah.
But
So,
but
that's
what?
it.
Okay, but what if they bring up valid points to prove
Sometimes
otherwise?
we do. Sometimes
y'all
we give in.
Y'all are a little
Yeah.
mendable.
Like say some shoes we've sat on for a little while, and
Yeah.
we're like, you know what, fuck it, we'll just get them out of the store.
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
move the
and we'll
thing.
move 'em.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
but majority, we price things and we're like, it's a good deal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely.
It's not like
if we're not beating the market, we're like definitely still
Right
under
there,
the market.
right there.
Yeah,
So-
like right now, like a lot of sneaker places and stuff, they do shoes. The biggest thing to go off of is StockX right now. So I don't know if you guys know what that is.
No, I was looking into that because I was looking at some of these shoes that
So-
were kind of cool. Like I mentioned the pine green
It's
Jordans.
pretty much-
I wasn't playing.
Like,
I looked at the StockX thing and it just
So-
I just threw me away from it. I
crazy.
was kind of like, man. Well, no, that's whenever I realized they had all these sorts of throwback items, all these sorts of things, and I was like, this market is confusing to me if I don't
crazy.
know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 I mean, the thing is like What it is there's so many people reselling and trying to obtain these clothes, shoes that
Vintage
drop
items.
one time out of the year and they're not going to come out again for years. So what it is like everybody eats up all of that inventory that gets released, and then people hold on to it or they resell it and they're like, you can't go to the store and buy this anymore. So we're gonna
so they price gouge you, twist your arm behind you,
and basically
that's what it is.
And
then tax you for it too.
Yeah, and basically where StockX comes in is like, basically where StockX comes in is like they kind of like.
It's like your basis.
They put a market on everything.
They pretty much.
So now you know what stuff is truly going for versus where back then you're kind of like, well, how much do you want?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't
Right.
really
They
make
kinda
sense.
made
Yeah, and
like
that's-
a
it made it
stock
easier.
market.
That's one of my biggest things I always thought about. Like, how do we let StockX come in and just dictate these
Yeah, because
prices?
StockX came in
It
and they
just-
just
yeah.
It just kind of messed up the market for
They-
everybody.
not messed up. I think they just
Made a ripple.
Kind of standardized it.
Yeah.
they
just
standardized it.
standardized
It's like now everybody has access to like, yo, this
Yeah.
is what I should be selling it for. This is what I should be charging
Yeah.
somebody for. This is
Yeah.
what I should be paying
Which
for.
is good.
Which
and
is
bad.
good.
It's good in the in
Yeah.
the overall.
I think
You know,
there's
it kinda
already- I
sucks
think
if you're
there's
trying to
already
hustle
been-
hard, but
I think there's already been issues though with them like messing with their data, like showing like a pair of shoes
Yeah.
sells
Yeah,
for higher,
yeah.
and in reality it actually shouldn't be stuff like that.
They had like a bunch of data breaches too
yeah,
within their
and
stuff.
then I
like,
think they've even had like fakes because
Yeah.
one of their biggest things is people like say I were to buy a shoe for retail today, $110, and the shoe gains value and it's $500 now. If I want to take the easy route as a reseller, I can just sell them to StockX, and
Yeah.
they'll give you a payout value.
and
but-
then they'll sell it for that little extra
Yeah,
more.
but the
Yeah.
thing is they should be legit checking. I think there's been a lot of cases where they'll actually get shoes in, and it's not even legit shoes.
Counterfeit
Damn.
shoes.
Sell,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fake
Yeah,
Damn.
counterfeit fake ones.
But it's still kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of what everybody uses as the market value
Yeah.
for
I
stuff.
want to wrap back around. You were telling that story. We kind of veered off a little bit. You were saying y'all were in the U of H parking lot and
Yeah.
you came up with the name. Finish
yeah,
that.
we were literally sitting there.
It was funny.
the
Googling.
picture y'all
Yeah,
sent.
so wait,
The
wait.
picture.
It was a girl. Remember? Yeah, I put on the. I don't want to say the word, but they were just like bounce back, and then we thought about it. I thought about it. Like a girl. It was a girl like bouncing the back or
cheeks
something.
was
I'm like, why are we gonna name that?
No, but it was funny, man, because at the time we all had different things. Like I wanted to name it after what we had our Instagram
Yeah.
page was Texas. He wanted what'd you
It
want?
was mine was kind of was it
Something-
revived or
something
something?
whack, bro.
You wanted
Something I was
you wanted to
like,
name it
get
like
out of here.
Reborn.
It was technically just bringing back the
Yeah.
clothes to life.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I could see that working.
yeah.
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 It sounds
It's
like
a little
a-
too
it sounds
like,
It sounds like
yeah.
if Forever 21 were to get into this
Or
market,
like
that's what they
some
would name their place.
redemption.
Yeah.
So funny thing is that semester.
Old school services.
Dude, we
Yeah.
were in the parking lot. We hopped on thesaurus and we were like,
Yeah, we're just like
revive, like another word for revive,
synonyms.
another word for
Yeah.
reuse, something.
Yeah.
And then bounce back pulled up, and I was like, yo, this sounds kind of cool.
Bounce
Hey, that's
and,
dope.
And then
Yeah.
it's funny because like after like not only like stuff with like Harvey but people kind of and like after being open for a few months, we got broken into
We got
pretty
broken
hard.
into, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
like the name itself, I feel like took on kind of a
Yeah.
different meaning. At
A
the
lot-
time.
Exactly,
a lot of
coming
our
back.
people-
Not
from
only is
just
this merch
any-
bouncing back and coming back, kind of like reborn,
Yeah.
but it's also
It does,
like the
man.
overall connotation of
like-
bouncing back, coming
Yeah,
back.
coming back
You know what
from
I'm saying?
setbacks with
Yep.
challenges. Like
It's funny, like
Yeah.
I think the first time we got broken into, we kind of our first reaction was like put it on Instagram. We'll just let people know.
Yeah.
We didn't even. I mean,
That's real though.
we didn't like post it for them to feel bad for us.
Right.
We were just
Yeah.
posting it like,
Letting
man,
people know the struggles, the
we were
shit
like,
that really
yeah, F
happened
these
behind the
people.
scenes.
We're just, we're young dudes.
Yeah, we
made a business out of nothing.
Yeah.
And for people to just come in and
Yeah.
pretty much violate our place of business, take stuff that we work for.
I think that
It's just
I think
messed up.
something like that, something like a testimony like that, like a lot of business owners can probably relate that are still
Yeah.
standing,
Oh.
because of course there's been people who were, let's be real, jealous of your success.
Yeah.
They're
jealous.
jealous
or-
of your success and what they do, and they have nothing better or nothing good to do for themselves, so they come take it out on
Yeah.
someone who is trying to make it happen.
Yep.
Yeah, but especially in doing what we do, we figured, but we never figured that it would be
That
so
fast.
fast until
Yeah.
it was literally like
That's
we opened in
barely-
May, we got broken into in August.
That's-
This was at your Leland shop?
Yeah.
No, this is
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
Clay
Clay
Street.
Street,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clay
Clay
Street,
Street,
yeah.
yeah.
So y'all,
Street,
so
sorry.
you were saying that it Bounce Back originally was something else, and
Yeah,
then
and it just took on another meaning.
Yeah.
and
I
that's-
feel like, and
well,
a
no,
lot
no,
of people
that's-
told us,
It
yeah.
did,
So
yeah.
it was really dope.
And then
yeah, that's pretty cool that it has a whole new meaning applied to it with
when
that.
we got broken into there, and we put it on Instagram. It's funny because like people who supported us, they were the people who started saying that. Like,
y'all gonna bounce back.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Damn.
And this was like at 5 a.m. I remember because I was going to class.
Oh man.
And I forgot my sweater at the shop, so I was like, I'm gonna stop by the shop get my sweater.
At the time,
and
you
at
go
that
to
time,
UHD?
we didn't
Yeah,
even
I was
have
at
security,
UHD,
bro.
and I walked in, and
we had one camera, didn't we?
No, we had
cameras
cameras.
inside.
Yeah,
We didn't get cameras.
and I
out
walked in, and I see a wall like just knocked down.
there. Yeah, they broke in.
And I didn't pay no mind to it though. I was okay. I
You
don't
just
know if I
kinda
was
noticed
tripping.
You kind
I
of
was
maybe thought it was
oh,
just like
what
a
the fuck? I was
structural
like, oh
issue.
shit, maybe
Yeah.
like the guy our landlord
what
is
the
like
fuck
Had
doing
an
some shit.
accident or.
And then I go to our stock room and then I see like boxes scattered around. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck did these guys do last night? Were they like got in a fight or like they're like searching
Dudes
for
were
some
wild
shit and they
out.
got mad and they just left it?
Did you see like
Um,
anything missing? Whatever.
Yeah,
that was
and that's
happening?
what I started noticing. Like, yo,
Crap load or something.
what
Like
the fuck?
all them
None of our
boxes
shit
are
is here,
gone.
yeah.
All them old shirts are gone.
Yeah, and I call our other homeboy that takes care of our shoes, Joseph, and he's like, "Yo, none of your shit's here. Did you take anything home, or like, are y'all looking for anything last night?" And he was like, "Nah." And
Yeah,
I'm
that was like
"Fuck,
one
we
of
got
the-
broke
So
into."
okay, so let me ask you, talk about some of the emotion that y'all felt with that. Because
Oh,
I mean,
man,
you,
it was
you
tough.
gotta feel defeated.
At first, I was confused. Like, honestly, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck happened?" But then I was just like, "Yo, like, we just
Nah,
got broken
Leo.
into."
I think Leo
I
was the
don't
one
think-
that got a hold of me,
Yeah.
and he called me, and he's like, "Yo, we got broken into," and I was like, "What do you mean?" Like they took everything. I was like, "What do you mean they took everything?"
Like dead ass.
And he's like, "Yeah, they took everything." And I'm like, "All right, I'm on my way." And then when you pull up and you saw like
Just
Well,
almost
what
ground
it
shattering.
was,
Ground
it was like-
shattering.
Yeah.
it was like, damn, man, it was
Like, this is
a lot.
real.
I don't think I ever felt like man, this is gonna be the end of us.
Damn.
I don't think I ever
Nice.
felt like that.
I mean,
Y'all knew.
We were
Did you
just
know
like-
something in the back of your head? You're like, oh man, this is all part of the recipe.
I
part
always
of the
had a
plan.
feeling
Cool.
it would
Yeah.
happen. We talked about it, but we just like you said, we didn't think 4
So
months
it was gonna
happen
after
so
being
soon.
over,
Not
man.
even, man. It was.
And that's, dude. If we talk about
3 months?
how we were doing financially and holding up at that time, it's like, man, they hit us at
They
the
hit us
worst
hard.
it was
time,
kind of
bro.
part of our fault too for not even having like a good for the amount of like
I mean,
good
they
stuff
broke
we had in there.
They broke
Leo
in
with the
from
learning lessons. Yes.
like,
That's what I'm saying.
we
Now
had-
y'all security
oh,
system
yeah.
stuff
We
way
had
better, right?
$1,000 shoes in there, $1,000 T-shirts in there, and then we just never thought about actually barricading.
And
our
it's weird
doors
because
and
like
all that.
like when
Yeah,
you
so-
walk up to the shop, there's our main entrance, and then there's the neighbor's entrance that leads
Yeah,
upstairs.
at the old place.
So they didn't break into our entrance. They broke into the neighbor's entrance. Then they busted down the whole
So,
wall.
did they get y'all's boys upstairs too? Y'all's
Oh,
neighbors?
they
Nah,
didn't-
just
nothing.
they
didn't
Yeah,
worry
shit,
about
nothing.
It was just like an office, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's an
all.
It was the landlord's office.
Yeah.
Man, that's so weak.
They,
And,
they, they
That's
knew what they were
so-
doing. They were coming for y'all.
Oh,
they knew
yeah.
what y'all had.
And then-
they
and
went
then-
in the easier, cut the wall
They
out.
had definitely
Yeah. And-
came and scoped out.
And
the
sure
whole
enough,
building
looking through
before.
the cameras, we saw like a few nights before, whatever, people peeking
Wow.
in, looking at how
No.
to make it work. So like,
And then I mean, we did like a police report and everything both times. We've
Bro,
got
they
broken
have-
into
but
twice already.
What are they
3
gonna do
times.
about it?
3
Twice
times.
and one attempted.
One
I
attempted
guess.
breaking. Yeah.
Some idiot. The most recent time,
Yeah,
we
that's
have Kate burglary bars on our doors.
Yeah.
I don't know. This dude thought he would fit in like a 1.5 foot gap, but he
Little
broke
skinny
the
little boy.
glass.
and it was like
And-
on a Thursday
Yeah,
night.
on like
At
like 8
9
o'clock.
8,
or
9
Oh,
o'clock.
yeah, we're playing soccer. Dude.
It was still daylight.
We saw
wasn't
the
it?
no, it
No,
was like 6,
this
6,
most
7.
recent
Yeah.
one.
And it's funny because right around our shop, it's the bar strip. It's Washington, so you got Standard right there. You got
Yeah.
Lincoln, Kung Fu.
Yeah.
So like the valet guy, like you see the camera and you see him trying to crawl in, and then you just hear the valet guy like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And then he
Damn.
just takes
He
off.
ran off.
Wow.
You're like,
Man.
dude.
And those dudes had pulled up
So
hours before during
so
the day.
okay. So then, what the rebuilding process look like?
So pretty much after that, my thought after we got broken into at our first shop, I already didn't like the place. After
Yeah.
that, I think we all kind of had a sour taste with that place.
Yep.
And then I think it was just God's plan to get us out of there.
Yeah.
Because like he said,
Amen.
how we ended up leaving,
We left
it was
early.
kind of out of nowhere. And
Yep.
the landlord was like, y'all need to get out. And we're like, honestly, I'm glad.
Honestly,
And,
thanks, dude.
And then it goes back to me being like the real, I guess I'm more
Conservative.
secure and I don't like taking those jumps.
Yeah.
But we found a few places. These dudes were like stuck on this crusty building in
the one in
downtown.
downtown.
And I don't know if you guys know,
yeah.
but how many of you guys go shopping downtown?
Nah,
Houston?
the retail
Nothing.
downtown
There's
ain't that,
nothing.
ain't that great.
And that's what I had to get through these guys'
Yeah.
heads. I was like, this isn't gonna go nowhere.
We
for
were
us.
with it because
Good.
they had a vault, like a vault.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had like a
it was
ball,
a,
bro.
it was
That
an
was
old
the fun
bookstore.
part for me and
dude.
Leo,
It was
like,
an old bookstore.
It was
And I was like,
It's supposedly like a famous bookstore.
Yeah, I forgot.
Brown
Brown's
Bookshop or
Yeah.
something like that
Brown's
in downtown.
Bookshops, Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And we didn't end up doing that one. And then we saw the one that we're at now. And I think the first time we went to it, we saw it and we were just kind of like, it's all right. It's just a rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
It's tiny now, man. But when we first got there, it looked
felt
like
big.
it looked like we
Felt
could
big.
manage it.
Yeah.
And I mean, our first place, we completely built out the
Mm-hmm.
inside. We knocked down a wall.
Walls.
Yeah, we
With
knocked.
multiple.
we
Throw
knocked
'em
down.
out.
It had like some.
There's
old
like an
offices.
office setup.
So y'all were able to see how y'all wanted it to be based off the almost erratic jump off the front.
Yeah.
Pretty
You
much.
were able to realize, hey,
Yeah.
this next run, all right, fellas, hey,
Yeah,
we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
Let's make it right this time.
Yeah,
It-
this time around when we went to the next shop, it was definitely more clean cut. We had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I said, your typical retail storefront. We just didn't see us having to need a lot more space in a year after that, and it's happened really fast.
Look
Like,
at you now, though.
we're
Already
really
outgrowing
cramped, and
it.
yeah, that's the best type of problem we could have.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
we're barely making rent.
Right.
We can't find inventory, stuff like that.
Right.
It's we got too much crap.
Yep.
We need a
Hey.
bigger
Well,
space.
that's like when I called y'all, make sure y'all was making sure you're coming through today. You're like, hey, we looking at more retail space
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, homie. That's what's up. We
We
need to
had-
have a conversation after.
We're handling business right now, and we're about to handle some more
Yeah.
business. Is the
So,
rest.
yeah.
Hopefully,
sure.
man, I'm excited for what the new place is.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could jump into the next thing, but I guess like what we guys do apart from this.
Yeah.
I mean, Leo just graduated school.
December.
My boy Rob's about to graduate
Just
soon.
December.
Yeah.
And
And you
I've
finished
been finished. Yeah.
Last
since,
December.
Last summer.
Yeah.
Summer.
But I've pretty much worked full time through it. Rob's worked with his business that he has as well with his family, and Leo's worked on and off. He's kind of helped run the store right now. My man right here is running it mainly.
Yeah. But like I said, it's not just us three. We have a solid team. Like
Yeah.
we have the Maudis off the camera. We have Herb. We have Matt. We have
Shout out.
Eric.
Yeah.
Bro, she
Shout
killed-
out.
she
Yeah,
killed
shout
some-
out to
She
you, girl
killed
over
out.
there.
She
Shout out to
killed.
those
TikToks.
girl.
She killed our
Honestly,
TikTok.
our first piece by piece,
Uh-huh.
a couple of the videos she made, I think she single-handedly had majority of that crowd out that first time.
Yeah,
for
for
you.
sure.
If
Damn.
this
Yeah.
is this is
That's
for
what's
small
up.
businesses. If you guys do not know yet, or y'all are just upcoming,
Social media.
social media needs to be y'all's
media.
best friend.
It's the
man.
way.
Yes, sir.
You
needs to
can't
be.
stop it.
It'll literally pay the bills. It's free advertising
Right.
until advertising is not allowed on there, I guess.
Is
but
it free advertising?
Is it
I mean,
free?
you
Is
give
it
up.
free?
You
You
give
can
up
pay.
your privacy.
You
You give
could.
up
You
some
can pay,
stuff.
but
You
we don't do it too much. We rather do it ourselves. You
I
know,
got
make
you.
posts
That makes sense.
And
That
then
makes
make them
sense.
do numbers themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But that's what she's done, yeah. All our TikToks that do blow up. I mean,
What's y'all's biggest TikTok video?
I don't even know. I know
I
one
wouldn't
of,
know
one
off
of
the
our
rip.
piece by piece ones did a lot.
Yeah.
500,000?
500K, half a mil.
That's
That ain't
pretty
nothing to like brush off the shoulder. Like,
No,
yo,
but that
legit.
right there is
Yeah.
the benefit behind a TikTok
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you put something out there, next thing you know,
Dude, it's-
40,000
it's
people are
crazy.
like, "Hey, good video," and
It's
you're like,
crazy
"Dude,
how
what?"
like after our market, the last one we did that and we kind of we thanked everybody. I mean, I think we're pretty well known in our vintage community.
Yeah.
And I mean, we try and show love to everybody that we have out there.
Yeah.
You know, even other shops. It's our community. It's never really a competitive thing. There's a lot of other shops. I mean, you
There's
got,
enough for everyone to eat.
Yeah, there's. I think you
Yeah.
got full courts here.
Full
you
court, roundhouse, labels,
Yeah, and
options.
they're all good
Shout
homies,
out,
Petty.
shout out,
They're
shout
all
out,
good
shout out.
homies.
Yeah.
And we got love for all of them. And that's the biggest thing is like at the end of the day, we started from nothing, and
Which
it's
I bet
always-
a lot of them did too.
Yeah,
You know
and
what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying?
hurt to just show love to those people
Right.
that are up and coming.
Well,
as
and that's
well.
why you can give the reciprocity of it, the back to it, like you say that you like to care for the other people around
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
and like show love to other people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not really like we hate you for y'all doing your thing. It's kind of like, oh, we see y'all doing y'all's thing. So are we. You
Yeah.
see us, we see you.
Yeah.
But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong too. Like that just goes to speak about like the whole vintage and like merch and hype thing community. It's a real tight knit community.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
real.
for the most
Y'all
part,
are
it's,
close.
it's blowing
like,
up, dude.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Blowing
as
up.
it wasn't
Now-
as big as
Nowadays,
back then.
dude, like,
Yeah.
you got normal big name retail stores like
Yeah.
losing money right now. They're at all time lows because people just don't like going to buy what everybody has at a store anymore.
It's
they
so
like
wild.
selective stuff. Yeah.
Well, because I mean, even like I saw, I don't know how long ago, but like I was driving down NASA the other day, and I looked over and I saw Fry's was closed down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
It'd be like,
saw that.
and
man.
you're just like, and you're like,
Yeah.
man, y'all have like a 5-acre property right there with a lot of inventory. What do you mean y'all are?
Exactly.
What happened?
It's just stuff like that.
What
You
happened?
can probably shout out Amazon on that one.
Yeah.
But like I know like Baybrook Mall, I see a lot of if you would have went in there 10 years ago, you probably would see no mom and pop shop type retail stores in there.
Right.
And now that's like more of a common thing
Yep.
inside malls. Is
Even
these
in the
small
Galleria,
and
small
that's-
businesses now,
that's
mom and
another
pop
thing.
boutiques and stuff.
10 years ago, all you would see
was
is
big brands.
$1 million brands.
JC
and that's what
Penney,
everybody was worried
Dillard's,
about.
Macy's, all those things.
And I mean, now we're all wearing old people clothes right now. Dude. This shirt is as old as Rob.
Honestly,
This is
Just
a
give me your
22.
F. It's still got the F on it, bro. That's how you
Yeah.
know it's throwback. $100.
It's funny.
By now, I
$100
think
bill, I
that's
get it.
more than that now.
Nah, yeah, it's funny because like
Really?
when we started back then, man, like we were selling
Dude,
things for
our
50
prices,
bucks.
Just in the past 2 years, prices on things like,
Yeah,
I mean,
It's
what's
crazy.
a crazy piece?
Okay, so-
your rap tees.
the rap.
So,
Nah, the mosquito head we had.
Oh my God! Look, there's a this artist. It was a street
based out
artist,
of Los
right?
Angeles, yeah.
In LA in the 80s and 90s. He would literally, to my knowledge, right, just set up in the streets
Yeah.
and make these custom like acid washed and like artwork
Just
pieces.
cool.
No shirt is the same. So anytime you find one of those, dude, it's like
No shirt?
That's like jackpot.
Like,
And
they're like
even more now, yeah.
But
So these
yeah.
dudes sold one.
cheap.
like,
Like,
it was
2017,
it was to
2018
some
round.
guys in Balti in
the
San
Balti, the
Antonio.
homies in the
Oh, yeah,
Balti.
So they
there's
have a
some
shop over there, and they would
homies.
come. This was when we were doing our own thing. Me and Robert, they would come to our storage unit and buy wholesale.
Yeah, we
from
would
us.
sell to some
Yeah.
shops.
That's
Man.
how much inventory these dudes
Bro,
have.
okay,
Yeah.
a little analogy for y'all. I don't know if y'all ever played Pokemon.
Yeah.
Anyone ever played
Pokemon
I
right
guess,
now,
yeah.
dude.
Oh
it's
my
blowing up.
God!
Fuck, bro.
I remember trading a scratched up first edition Charizard.
Like the holographic
what?
Charizard.
I swear on everything I love. My brother gave it to me because he was, that's what brothers do. They,
Yeah.
All
I
right,
stole all
bro.
my older brothers'
Dude,
Pokemon cards.
man, and then I saw the other day like a perfect one in mint condition.
Did you see?
Logan
Logan
Paul.
Paul.
Yeah,
wearing
it.
that was
the chain when he
hilarious.
fought Mayweather.
What?
Hey, speaking of which, that
Man.
fight was actually pretty dope, bro.
It was.
Yeah,
That was
it
a cool
was.
fight.
And the
I was
fights-
I was impressed.
For
Hey,
sure.
did y'all watch the
Impressed,
UFC
man.
fight yesterday?
I didn't catch it. I was on flights
Completely off
back from
topic.
Hawaii
That
all
last,
day.
that
bro.
last match was so boring, man.
Really? Well, no,
Yeah.
I did see one match. It was the one where homeboy got him into the arm bar,
Yeah,
took
yeah.
his socket out, and then snapped
Oh,
his
that was the
elbow
first.
back.
I missed that. That was the first fight.
Yo,
Yeah.
that referee's about to get cut now. Like, dude, his arm is so out of the socket, and he's just sitting there like,
I think
Just
the
looking.
fight's over.
yeah, no. And the guy's sitting there like waving his arms, flailing with the broken wrist. Man, yeah, you're fired, bro.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, so like their
We got a little off
shirts.
topic.
Yeah, so their shirts, the
We
mosquito.
saw
head.
we saw some of the fights.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about.
So,
Yeah.
so some of the shirts, man, back in the day, you could get like top dollar would be like $50, and you'd be happy with that. Their shirts now, the same shirt, 2 years, 3 years later, is going for $400.
Wrestling
Damn.
tees.
500
There's certain
bucks.
wrestling
So-
tees, man, going for over $1,000.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
that's
saw a lot of, I
crazy.
saw a lot of
Stuff like
wrestling T-shirts
It's
at the
crazy.
Wheels Last
Why
Market.
is that? How
So-
come it's
so-
increased
so
so
the way-
much over the last couple years?
'Cause of-
So the
Vintage,
community is
yeah.
growing, man. The
Yeah.
vintage community, like, it's cool. Like, we were into it because I mean, it's stuff we enjoyed. But like, as more and more people discover it and figure out, like, okay, let me learn some history on this. Let me learn like what these people are wearing. What's the shirt about?
They learn what the people want to wear.
Yeah,
You know,
It's
if,
like-
if I could like also big wraps back around back to like which are beginning the hip hop celebrity communities and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
They're
exactly-
kind of driving it. But I tell you, like if I could just maybe drop a little couple knowledge. Our last one, we had another kind of vintage show just this weekend here at the Garage.
Yeah.
That's where we met these guys is here at the Garage. It's our event venue. Shout out to it. Hit us up, Garage HTX. We have all kinds of events, weddings, everything. But they had fucking Kurt Cobain's and Paul Wall there.
Yeah.
So if y'all got big following, reach out to them, see what's
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying?
In fact,
That's think about it.
To hip hop, there's been a few people that have pulled up like
Nice.
big
We had
names,
a
stuff
couple,
like
Yeah.
that.
couple basketball players, some football
Nice,
players.
nice.
Some Rocket
Use that,
players come
'cause
by.
When
Yeah.
I saw the posts going on at the Garage, I was like, yo, that's Paul Wall at the Garage right now. You know, mind you, I'm in Hawaii. I'm like on my phone. I was like, oh fuck, Paul Wall's at the Garage. And then next picture, Kurt Cobain's. I was like, Damn.
He still makes music?
What?
Kurt Cobain?
He still makes music.
I haven't heard his music in a while.
I have like one or two of his songs on my.
Drinking my cup.
Every time, I always pass
But
it
yeah,
because
H-Town legend.
I know, but I always pass it up because I'm like, man.
Actually,
all right, come
he
on.
went to our high school.
He went to our high school.
He went to our high school.
North
Now that I
Shore?
remember, yeah.
One time we saw him
Yeah.
driving down the street in
Oh,
a
I was
black
thinking about
Lamborghini.
propane. Y'all talking about Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain.
Bangs. Yeah.
Houston, yeah.
Propane and another H-Town
I
legend.
know he is. I know he is.
Bro.
I know.
Salute to all the H-Town
Yeah.
legends,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm not trying
They
to
put
talk
Houston
down
on the
anyone.
map, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But H-Town happy hour too, all right?
Real talk.
Just respect it, all right? We come.
So, what's a couple more, like, obviously the break-ins and having to, bounce back from those and everything.
I
What's
guess-
some other obstacles or
Balancing our time.
Balance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Balance your
I
time.
think that's one thing about us. I know us and like maybe there's another shop or two, but I know us as owners, we all can't just put 100% energy on
Yeah.
the shop.
Yeah.
Like we have other things outside of
We
the
got
shop
life
that we have to
happening.
I got school. I got the family business to worry about. Drew has a full-time job outside of this. Leo has a full-time job outside of
Yeah.
this.
Well, maybe it's time for a new evolving and
Another
hiring
show?
some employees.
Yeah.
Maybe hire some
No, yeah,
employees.
we do
We-
have some
we have a good
employees.
team, man.
We do got some young kids working with us right now.
And they're
that's the
special
plan.
kids,
Yeah,
man.
we've
Special
like
kids.
our two employees right now, besides the Maris that does our
Mm-hmm.
social media for us. They're two kids.
They're
They're
on the
only
up.
18, 19.
18 and 20.
Yeah, barely graduating high school.
just
Are
graduated
getting
this
out,
past
and
weekend.
these dudes are already making their own brand, and like they're
Damn,
doing a
hell
pretty
yeah.
good following and a pretty good killing on their
Yeah.
merch.
They're gonna
Yeah.
be
And,
just
like,
fine in a couple
That's
years.
all I've told them, man. Like me at 18, I had thoughts of stuff like that, but for them to be doing that already, that's
Yeah.
a big jump. That takes a lot of balls to
So-
do that at
Yeah.
18, 19 years old.
I was,
like,
And a lot of
working,
focus.
I was working
This-
at JCPenney at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Man. Working at making
I
minimum
was
wage.
serving
Retail.
tables, bro. I was
our
serving
employee made
tables.
this Astros bootleg hat.
Yeah,
So-
it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
With the
That-
AK, I like it.
Funny thing,
Yeah.
funny thing about him though, he doesn't really consider himself a brand. Like they throw these super sick events
Yeah, they
where
do
they hire
events.
artists.
He's big on events.
He hires artists and they sell tickets
Yep.
and they do good, like
He-
up and coming
He
rappers.
just does it
and-
without
He
having
does
a
it. It's
brand
him and
behind
like
it.
two other people,
Yeah.
and he just makes stuff for fun
Just for
with
fun,
his
man.
homies, and
Yeah.
that's what he does.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
And
cool.
then- and
That's
then,
pretty cool.
But
yeah.
that's our plan. Like right now, yeah. Like he said, we're all busy. We want to keep this thing going, and like we're trying to find that next generation of people that are going to be able to help us out
Yep.
and keep our
And they
shop
can learn
going,
on the
man.
way.
Yeah.
That's a
Absolutely.
win-win for
Yeah,
everybody,
absolutely.
bro.
So, I mean, that's what we're looking at right now. And then, I mean, like you mentioned earlier, we're looking for a bigger spot to
Yep.
probably be more concrete than these last two.
Yeah, we want this.
Maybe third time might be a charm.
Third time better be.
That's
man.
what that's what we're
I'm
saying.
not ready
be
to
the golden
yeah, man.
spot.
It should be the last storefront
Yeah,
we
we're
build
saying
out,
that
man.
like the last two we've all built them out by hand. So
Yeah.
like, and it's fun
Yo,
like putting
Y'all
it. Putting
be careful with this because it's getting a lot of feedback from banging on the
Oh,
table.
is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
okay.
Well, it
It's okay.
may be partly me as well.
I think it's everybody. All of us. We excited.
Man, I'm sweating in here. My arms getting stuck on a marble. I'm like, ah.
All right, continue. My bad.
But yeah, like we're saying that for sure. The next spot has to
Be concrete.
be our
man.
permanent. Like we don't want to move
Yeah.
again. This is
Yeah.
our last
And we want to
concrete
do something
spot.
cool, not just
Something,
a
yeah, sick.
regular.
Okay, so what happens if it's not the last spot? What happens if there's more to
I
come?
mean, if that's
What
the
it is,
plan,
yeah.
that's
because
the plan.
because I remember you said something about God's plan a little bit earlier.
We always
That-
talk about it though, how we want to branch out to different cities and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah,
want
see?
it,
Yeah,
man.
It's
damn.
like
That's
these
what's
dudes-
next
baby
for
I'm like,
y'all.
bro, y'all can do that. on
So
I'll
that's
handle Houston
Yeah.
while y'all go out
Yeah.
there.
I'm
So
gonna
that's the thing.
keep it down south. Y'all do your thing.
Yeah, so
alright?
like, I think, but the other problem is like definitely one of the problems is like us agreeing on how we want to move next.
Yeah.
Because every now and then, like, if you know us, like me and Drew get into it a lot, me and Leo
Yeah.
get into it a lot, vice versa.
Hey,
Like,
Well, hey,
I
I'm
have
gonna
plenty
say.
of spats.
Let me tell you about this. Me and this guy right here.
nah,
man.
but
yeah.
but at the end of the day, man, I love these two like brothers. Like these are my
Yeah.
people.
That's
Like I wouldn't
real.
have any other way. So.
Well,
For
and
sure.
then also, man, I mean, it's like, y'all both have your own ideas of what you want
Absolutely,
to have.
of what you wanna
happen.
do.
Yeah.
And you say, this is what I'm thinking. The other person says, this is what you're thinking. And eventually you just start to work at it. Just, y'all, everybody finds their own spot and it just comes together.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, he ain't got to tell me, hey, post something online. Hey, do something like this.
Yeah.
It's just kind of come to a point
Nah.
where it's kind of like, hey, I got that, those times that you were talking about. Hey, did you see what we did the other day? That thing got over 100,000 likes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
so,
sure.
I mean, it's it forms and it morphs in its way, but there's going to be a lot of you stupid. You don't even think, do you? Nothing. Yeah.
There's a one time back at our old shop. I don't even remember what was going on, but us three went to the back, and I think mine and his girl were with us in the evening. So I don't know what happened.
We were
but
arguing.
We went to the back and we were arguing. I don't even remember
And it was
about
bad.
what.
It was
And
pretty
then
bad.
I guess they're up front and they're
and it
scared.
sounded like we were whipping each other's ass.
Yeah, because I think he fell up against something and he banged on a wall.
And then
my
they
other
rushed
going
in.
at
My girl comes around the corner. She's like, I thought you guys were fighting. I'm like, no, man, we're just.
No, we just drank too much. Boom.
Just a little talk, but yeah, man, that's definitely one of the challenges is just agreeing and you know like
Time, man.
Time management.
Yeah.
But
Like-
that, everybody got the same 24 hours in a day, dog.
Yeah.
So it's about you just manage that
I
shit.
need about 48 hours. in
Yeah,
a
straight
day
up, straight
to have a
up.
good day. But
Yeah.
I think like right now, our biggest thing, obviously, we're ready to get into a new spot. We're
Yeah.
trying to figure that out right now. And this year a lot, we've talked about getting our own clothing made a lot. Like
so like
our,
shop merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our biggest
Yeah.
thing, I forgot to bring.
I mean,
it, but-
Walmart has great value, right? And they sell a lot of
true.
it.
Exactly.
You feel?
They sell everything else, but then they have their brand too.
Yeah, and then they just mark theirs like 20-30% less, and they're just
Pretty
like, we'll just
much.
buy ours. You know what I mean? Why? Yeah.
But yeah, man, like we want to get into like we feel like we make a lot of cool stuff that
Yeah.
and the way people respond to it and the way like we sell stuff, people fuck with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's cool, man. Like our first biggest thing,
the two-step.
we did a 2-cent tee, so pretty much like the Rockets, 94, 95 back to back.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Oh,
Andy.
dope. Tuesday.
We made
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
made
so-
a 2-cent. We call it like a bootleg tee, pretty much, because
a rap team.
and it just has like a big depiction of stuff, like a few live pictures of like during the game of them
Yeah.
playing each other. On the back, it has like a whole bunch of the players, stuff like that.
Well, and also even going into like creating y'all's own like
Oh, yeah.
work and detail and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
A little testament about homeboy over here. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we were putting things down for HTown Happy Hour shirts, he would get into the Photoshop.
Yeah, well.
And now we have like,
Illustrator, but-
and I think we have like 1,000 different options right now. So you know what I'm saying? You can just keep creating and keep creating
our
and never
homie
stop.
that we got that helps us design.
Yeah.
He's
man.
really
He's
good, dude. Because
learned.
like,
Yeah.
like with us, we kind of
started
know
with
what
us.
we want, but we don't.
It's
know
hard
how
to do it
put
digitally.
together.
It's
Yeah.
hard to do it.
And, like,
Illustrator and all that is tough, dude.
He'll be there with us, like pretty
Yeah,
much
big shout out
mending
to-
it all again.
Big
yeah,
shout out
all
to Andy
together.
because he hit us up and I told you I sent it through text. Like one of his plans for the year of 19 was like, yo, he wants to work with us. I didn't really know him like that, but
Yeah, he was another
he
young
would
kid
put-
too.
It was kind of
Yeah.
just a questionable move, but you
So-
were like, man, he's got something. Let's
Yeah.
bring him on.
so he hits us up and he's just like, yo, like I want to make flyers for y'all, and that's just how it started. And then
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it did start with flyers. Yeah.
and he would just make little flyers for like events we had or sales or whatever, and then he just self-taught himself on,
Yeah.
on the programming and
Yeah.
or the designing.
Yeah.
And then he's our go-to guy. And now, like, not to be like to say we put him on or whatever, but
Yeah,
now
people
he
people
designs
around
for
us,
people
he
now.
designs
You're allowed
for
to do that.
everybody now.
That's how you get your name out there, though,
And
bro.
it's-
and
You
it's
get,
sick,
link up with
man.
someone,
It's
get
sick.
your work shown, and then other people are gonna start to reach
Yeah.
out to you.
No, and he's killing them, man.
Yeah.
Like he's done some pretty cool stuff. So
Yeah.
big shout out to Andy. He
Hey,
killed
that's
it
that's
for us.
dope too that y'all put him on and set him up to, you know what I'm saying? It's not like y'all like did it for him. You put him in the position to
No,
better
yeah.
himself.
That's what
You know
teams
what I'm
do.
saying?
And,
You know what I'm saying?
uh,
The point guard passes to the shooting guard because he's
Yeah.
open at 3.
Yeah.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? That's a team. That's
And
just how it go.
Yeah, and we never been greedy. Like we would always make it known, like, yo, this is who put this together for us. We
Yeah.
let people know, cause like we would have friends like, yo, why are y'all telling people? Like, keep them to yourself.
Nah.
But like, nah, you gotta give credit where credit's due. If he
Yeah,
did
for
this work for
sure.
us, he needs to.
Hey,
He
honestly,
needs to be-
that's kind of foul play. I feel like because it's like, man, you gotta give respect.
Absolutely.
If you see it,
Yeah.
If you see it, and I can say, hey, I respect what you're doing. I respect your hustle. I respect your
Yeah.
grind.
Boom.
Bam.
That's like every
Yup.
podcast we try to shout out one of the number one people in the podcast, Joe.
Joe,
on the ones and
let's
twos.
go, baby.
Joe always
J-Lo.
killing it. Joe, what they say when they first sat down? They're like, yo, we ain't been on podcast before, but we know this is legit. Look at the setup. Bro, everybody
Yeah.
says that.
It
We're
looks
like,
solid.
No,
That's that man,
Joe. Joe is the man,
behind
and
the
don't forget about
scenes.
Joe because
Dude,
Joe. Yeah.
We could have got here and y'all guys had one little ball fight.
No,
Alright, bro,
no. We're in the dresser over there, just in the little closet room. With
Joe's
styrofoam on the
our
side.
third leg of the tripod for sure.
No doubt. He's got plenty of tripods up here with camera. He's got camera tripods right here everywhere, so it's legit, you know?
Nah, for sure.
All right, so what? Let's.
So
Go for
let me. You were saying something about going outside of Texas, huh? Tell us about some visionary dreams, huh?
Texas. Well,
Or-
staying in
Nah,
Texas
yeah,
first.
In Texas,
For
like,
sure,
other
we
big
want to
cities.
expand.
We always. When I go to Austin, I'm always like,
Austin
I've been to
is-
Austin before. It's such a chill city over there.
Yeah.
Like everybody's just out and
And it-
about.
So Austin is like one of like
Austin.
maybe spot you
But
might
let me
wanna
ask you
go to?
this: I know, especially in H-Town, maybe even in like Dallas. Do you think there's that same
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that
Bro,
hunger
Austin,
for it?
honestly,
I
Austin.
don't
market
like
for it.
Austin because there's a lot of people like us already over there. That's
Oh
what
wow!
I
Yeah,
that's
I
what
didn't
I
know
said.
that.
Austin
Yeah.
is.
'Cause they're biting
I
our
think
style.
Austin is.
They were kind of
yeah.
one of the early people to be doing
Wow.
it, but
Yeah.
theirs was more like a thrifty type.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to put it like on a bigger
You
scale.
trying to put
Yeah.
a business behind it
Yeah.
on a real time.
No,
There, it was more like you can go still and do these kind of bigger scale like thrift stores and still come up on like good pieces. But yeah, now there's definitely more like shops like ours over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, those are definitely goals that I think me and him have in common. Andrew's more like, man, let's focus on Houston. Houston is
Yeah.
killing it. So
Yeah.
like,
Hey, that's also a good way to think.
yeah.
You know?
So but yeah, like, you know, God willing, one day we can make something happen
Yeah.
like that, and not only just like bounce back, but we talk about like other things too.
I want to
Yeah.
open up a bar, man. That's
Hey, I've always said that the best
that's
hustlers
what I
sell
want to
liquor.
open up.
The
Yeah.
Best
best-
hustlers.
The best
Yeah.
hustlers sell liquor.
Guess we gotta
That's
get
like
you
You know what
on.
I'm saying? You
My
buy 50
number one goal, man, is to open up a bar
My problem
associated
is I'm gonna
with.
be in there every day.
I got this bottle for $5, but you're paying $600.
That's it. So like we do marketing for a bunch of like other companies and stuff too. Like, you know, H-Town Happy Hours I put in, I say, because it's like the proof in the pudding. Like, yo, we got a big voice.
Yeah.
We can do it for different brands. Kind of just to relate to that, I started doing it for a couple like gentlemen's clubs.
Okay.
I started in strip clubs straight up.
Yeah.
But I started doing it real quick. I did it for about 2 months. I was like, bruh, I ain't gonna market these just because I'm in it.
Hey, that sounds good. That sounds good look for you, bro.
I was like, wait a minute, I'm spending all the extra money we making. Dog. I can't be here no more. Just a funny story.
No, but yeah. So there's definitely some bigger ambitions that we want to achieve one day. But you know, we're not you know just throwing it all out there.
Well,
It's
and also
day out of day.
you got to be content with what you have right now.
Yeah.
You got to be content, but also still have the drive.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think a lot of people will mess up because it's like they get so overwhelmed with the future has to happen now, and it's like no. We're writing the story as we go.
Yeah.
We have to stay in the moment and not get caught up on the past or future too hard. But it's
like-
okay to think about.
I feel
Yeah.
like
It's
I'm
okay to
the-
think about.
I'm the one to kind of put that in these guys.
Yeah.
ears.
I mean, I feel
I
like
know how they are though.
Yeah.
Just in the past couple years, I feel like I was like the same exact thing. Like if I thought of something and I wanted to do it, I wanted to do it ASAP. If not, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that's something I feel like I try and reiterate to them a lot is, you know, just be patient and we'll try and get it done eventually.
Mhm.
You know,
But,
it doesn't happen overnight.
But yeah, for sure. Like I think we're definitely motivated. You know, like at our old shop, we would have days not a single person when we walked in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, like-
aren't those the
Beginning-
best?
Well, not from a monetary standpoint, but there were some
yes.
good memories. Very good
Best
memories.
days.
Stories.
No,
For
no,
me,
no, no.
those ain't the
no,
best days.
no. When I
like,
was,
bro, I'm wasting my time being up here.
I
right
went
now.
and started selling books door to door when I was 17, right? You know what I'm saying? Knocking on doors for like 13 hours a day all summer long. And, you know, some of the days where I'd come home and I'd be like, man, I didn't get a single fucking sale. And it's like, it's not happening tomorrow. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Something's got to change. I got to
Yeah.
change. So those 0 days are so
Yeah.
important because
Yeah.
they're motivating
Absolutely.
factors to change what you're doing.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And like
You
I
know?
think that's what for the most part helps us like stay motivated because like to see where we started from, like I'm telling you, like there'd be days not a single person would walk in.
Yeah.
And we would
Shit.
and not because we didn't have stuff or I would say more just because we weren't you know putting ourselves out there social media wise.
Yeah.
And then we just started focusing on that and once we opened up the second shop it just took off for us
Boom.
really.
Yeah.
So it's like he said, them 0 days were important. They
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
gotta put it out there. If
Absolutely.
we don't, this store's empty.
Yeah,
It's just us
true.
hanging out.
Yeah,
And then
honestly.
and then the next day, 10 people might come through and come pop, 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 pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop.
Yeah.
They call it the
You
law of
remember
numbers.
those days too? You remember those like random customers that would stop by
And
at
they
the
would-
first shop and would
and
just
they would-
cash
we
out?
would hop off because we had a
We had a
Nintendo
couch-
Switch
That's how bored we were. And then we would play Smash.
we our first employee, we would hire him, and he
would
would just
literally
go in
play,
there and
yeah.
chill out, play video games.
I would play video games with
son.
him, and then
And that's
Nah.
because there's nothing. They're like no people were coming. It's just that's just how it was set for. And I mean, at the
Yeah.
time we
Well, then
probably had.
you gotta figure out something else to get people in there.
Yeah.
Throw events, maybe.
Yeah.
You
Nah,
know?
but it was dope. And then we would have days where like, for instance, Mike, the tattooer from College Station.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was one of the
he
first
was
people that
early-
come
he was
through,
early shopper.
and he came through one time and he spent like $700 in one day. We're like, bro, what the heck?
Hell
He
yeah.
was
That
just
was
one
big.
customer.
Hell
That was big
yeah.
for
And that
us.
was big money for us.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, $700. It's almost.
Maybe we can keep this up. Maybe we
Yeah.
keep doing
So
this. Yeah.
so it was crazy, man. But I definitely remembering the old days, and I'm more of a like. I like to drive past every now and then, just to like,
Yeah.
damn,
Just
man,
to
that's
keep
what it
that-
was.
Just to make you
Yeah.
appreciate it,
Ask me
dog.
how many
Stay
times
humble.
I've drove
And,
past
and,
our
I, I'm like, bro,
Just-
you don't ever just like
forget that
yeah.
spot, man. That spot's just
See, yeah,
bad memories.
I don't
it's
even
funny
wanna-
to see all y'all's
I drove
different
past it. It
characters.
just pisses me off. I'm like, that was a waste of like 9 months.
But yeah,
It's
so-
funny to see all those different characters and how
sure.
each one of y'all think differently about the company, but y'all have a similar goal
Yeah.
behind it, which is, hey man, we got to push this merch out.
that-
We got to
Yeah,
do better.
That's
Yeah.
right now,
huge
man. Right
contribution.
now, like we did. Like I said, our biggest thing we did was that 2-cent bootleg, like Rocket Sea. We just did an
The Astros
Astros
version.
Gold Era tee.
Yeah.
Big print on the front and back.
Yeah.
And those did really good. I think
That's
we
our
sold the
best
most
drop.
we've ever sold,
That's our,
of
best
any
drop.
merch.
Our
It
last
did
drop.
really good, and that's what we emphasized for that last market. We
Yeah.
had them in the front of
The
the
lobby.
venue. Yeah, have you guys seen them?
I seen it.
So,
That was
so,
our best one.
so let me ask you this. You said y'all wanted to do that quarterly. Is there another one that's going to be coming up
Yeah.
soon?
We're
that-
shooting for August.
August.
Yeah.
It's gonna be at the garage, right?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Already. Already.
I don't know where you're gonna tell them.
Hey, cut the show.
Hey, I'm telling Avita to charge y'all more
tell
now.
him- Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna tell
Bigger
Avita to
space.
charge y'all more now.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, man, the garage is the way y'all have it set up. The look, like we always said, for what we do, the industrial look,
Yeah.
the raw
It's cool,
look,
yeah.
it fits so
Yes, sir.
perfect.
It was
Goes with
fits
it.
so
It was such a
perfect.
good environment over there with all with all those clothes and just the community that was there. Yeah, it was perfect setup.
Too, like when I was a kid, I always had to keep my sneakers in the garage. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that whole concept to me, like of having a sneaker and the vintage stuff. I'm like, yo, this is perfect.
Nah, the
But
setup is nice.
don't get it wrong, we still have some really dope weddings there. We've had like
Yeah, it
other
looks like a
concerts, all different things, because people want that industrial experience.
If y'all look back on some of our other episodes on the podcast, you'll see we had another guy who had a bunch of shows that have gone
he does
over
huge
there.
raves.
Yeah.
Huge raves.
Yeah.
Shout out
1,500
Landry
people.
St.
In here?
Patrick.
Yeah, at the
That'd
garage.
be a dope
Oh, it's
venue for a
dope.
rave.
Bro,
It's nice.
You know,
Follow
one
the
thing
page,
that,
guys.
One
Follow
thing that
our
I
page and
noticed
you'll find
when,
out. Yeah.
when we got here,
Yeah.
because we've done other big markets.
Yeah.
One of the things that pisses me off is there not being power
Yeah.
near us.
Right.
And that was one of the first things I noticed in here is y'all
We
have
put
an
plugs
outlet like every 20
everywhere,
feet.
bro.
And that's so
I
clutch
tell
for
you,
all
dog.
those vendors because
Yup.
when you're there for like 9 hours, I know your
Yup.
phone's gonna die.
That was one big important
like
thing
that.
we were building out, because we had to keep in mind, like, yeah, we want to have like art shows and all this different stuff, but concerts and stuff like that, we want to be open
lot
to
of
concerts
things required, yeah.
exactly, you could pop those garage doors open and fit 15, 16, 2,000 people.
It's
Yeah.
such
So-
a utility venue to do whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, you can do so much with
Yep.
it, and it's so not simple in a bad way, but it's just
It's
clean.
simple, exactly.
It's clean. It goes with everything.
You can create your own experience. There's not
Exactly.
already a certain theme there.
Yeah,
That's exactly
you can do
what we went
whatever
for,
you
dog.
want for it, man.
Yep.
Whatever, it's perfect.
Cool. Well, I mean, that's about an hour, guys. I told y'all time
Time
flies.
flies.
Don't it?
Time
flies.
Actually, let's tell them how they can find y'all on everything. Hit out the socials.
Yeah, so social media for the most part, our go-to is Instagram and
Instagram,
TikTok,
yeah.
and they're
Yep.
both the same, right?
Bounce back.
At Bounce Back HTX.
Bounce Back HTX.
Yeah.
What's
we're
the Facebook?
at Bounce
Facebook's
Back
the same
HTX.
thing,
Okay,
yeah,
bet.
it's all
We do,
linked.
I guess big things for a member. So we do $5 sales like on
Oh,
clothing.
those are crazy,
Nice.
man.
We try and do them like maybe once a month.
Yeah,
Once
we'll
Yeah.
probably have one coming up.
What's
Yeah.
y'all's current address? Where y'all?
1009 Moy Street.
Yeah.
1009.
Moy Street.
MOY.
Right
Yep.
there in the Heights.
Right here,
Yes,
off
sir.
of
We're-
right
we're
next to
behind
Standard.
Standard.
Next to
yeah.
Pink's Pizza.
Yeah.
Nice.
Next to Pink's
Oh,
Pizza.
nice. I've been to Pink's Pizza plenty of times.
Yeah, a big thing we do $5 sales. They always bring a lot of people in.
Yeah.
We'll pretty much just throw a huge pile in the middle of the store, and we do always get a line outside the building.
Dope.
Easily like
It'll wrap around. Yeah, it'll
75,
wrap
100
around
people.
in front of Standard and all that.
Yeah.
But if I got one thing to say about that, is don't stop, fellas.
Yeah.
Because the last person that we had on the show, similar story. She was like, she started making making cookies for a birthday party, and then next thing, a couple years later, after a lot of sacrifices, now they have lines outside the stores
Yeah,
waiting
that's
for them to
awesome.
open.
Making them
crazy, man.
making cookies and stuff for the Texans now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
She said, "Baby, don't say
Oh, she's not on this podcast. She's not on this podcast. This is a different episode. This is a different episode. I
Hey,
said.
shout out H-Town Happy Hour, number one
podcast in the world.
In the world. Thank you for our very
Gentlemen,
special
thank
guest
y'all
for being
so
on the show
much.
today.
Yes,
sir.
We appreciate y'all being here. And you know what, man? Next show, I can't wait to be a part of it.
sir.
Episode 10.
Episode 10 in the books.
Let's
my
go.
brother.
Roger.
Cool. Thank y'all so much.